To introduce our next river hero, please help me welcome Andy Woolman.
Thank you all. I made notes so I remember what to say, and then I have them all wrong. It's my great privilege to introduce river hero Joe Payne. I've known Joe for 25 years, first in my role as New York, New Jersey Baykeeper and mentor to his fledgling program in the early 1990s. Then as co-founders of the National Alliance of River, Sound, and Baykeepers, co-founders of and original board members of the Waterkeeper Alliance, and then as now a close friend and one of my personal heroes. Friends of Casco Bay was an all-volunteer organization until they hired Joe in 1991 as Casco Baykeeper. Joe is guided by a passionate love for Casco Bay and an understanding of its physical and biological dynamics. Mary Cerullo, who has worked with Joe for more than 13 years, says he likes to describe him as gracious and tenacious. He has a work-with attitude, she says, which has made it possible over the last 20-plus years for him to maintain connections and respectful communication with people from all walks of life. Fishermen and politicians, government officials and nonprofit directors, homeowners and business owners, scientists and academics, all have played a part in his efforts to identify and implement strategies to achieve Casco Bay's mission, to improve and protect the environmental health of Casco Bay. For his tenaciousness, when the going gets tough in negotiations, he never thinks of backing off. Joe said, if someone is determined to continue to do something that's illegal or detrimental to the Bay, it makes me more determined and resourceful. I will reach further outside the boundaries to pull something in that will tip the argument in the Bay's favor. Joe has been the driving force behind Casco Baykeeper's achievements, which includes, but is not limited to, a boat-based mobile pump-out service for recreational boats, year-round monthly water quality samplings, having Casco Bay declared a federally designated no-discharge area, passage of a state law that prevents cruise ships from discharging gray water into the Bay, and Baykeeper won a considerable victory in 2008 when it helped convince the city of Portland to commit $61 million to reduce CSOs in 15 years. He relocated 35,000 lobsters to save them during the dredging in Portland Harbor. He recovered 78%. He helped recover 78% of the oil spilled in the 1996 Julian tanker accident and now works for oil spill preparedness. He closed a pulp mill that was killing a river. He established a water quality monitoring program that has helped identify and eliminate sources of fecal coliform pollution, making it possible to open hundreds of acres of productive clam flats. He developed a bayscaping program to reduce homeowner use of fertilizers and pesticide. He expedited state legislation that requires the DEP to set limits for nitrogen levels in coastal waters. Intensifying Baykeeper's focus on coastal acidification, exacerbated by nitrogen and coastal stormwater runoff, Baykeeper is assessing its effects on clam flats in the Bay by examining the relationship between pH levels at the flats and their productivity. It's a constant battle to educate the public that nitrogen from non-point sources throughout the 958 square mile watershed affects the Bay's health. Joe was recently appointed to Maine's new Ocean Acidification Commission, and I could just go on and on and on, but I won't, even though as a waterkeeper I should. Joe is the embodiment of what it means to be a waterkeeper. Born and raised on Casco Bay, the grandson of a fisherman, a marine biologist by trade, an extraordinary mariner, a creative nonprofit director, a mentor to many, a friend to more, river hero, Joe Payne from Maine.
very much, Andy. I'm really glad that part's over. Andy's a dear friend, and it was 50-50 whether he would be complimentary or turn this into a roast. I was hoping for the roast. I think I have 4 thank yous and 2 thoughts. And that's a little speaking trick to help me remember, since my memory's gone, about what I'm going to do here for the next couple of minutes. And I have to be aware that Catherine told me if I went a second over 30 minutes, that should give me the stink eye. So relax, I'll be here for 30 minutes. First, I have to say that I'm very honored and I'm very humbled to be in the company of the 4 previous River Heroes. And watching the slideshow and seeing the other River Heroes over the years, many of whom I know and know well, many of whom I can see in this room, further humbles me about this. I want to thank Andy for nominating me and for making those kind comments, because the reality is any meager accomplishments I have are dwarfed by Andy's own accomplishments, and he should be standing here. And I want to thank Catherine. I echo all the nice things that Dean said, and Catherine is very kind, and she's especially kind to River Heroes, and I've been the benefit of that the last couple of weeks. I can't help but think, though, that her humor and her calm facade is just a facade. And inside there are numerous squirrels running around in the cage all the time. I want to thank you all. As Catherine said in the beginning, this is a very meaningful award. It's very meaningful to me because of those peer aspects. You know, it was someone in this audience who nominated me. It was a committee who selects the River Heroes, and they represent all of us. So this is a very meaningful award for me. Thank you all very much. I also want to thank my colleagues at home. Anything we accomplish is a team effort. And I have 8 colleagues working at Friends of Casco Bay who work very hard to make me look good. And I want to thank them. And then my thoughts. Let's see, I said I had 2, right? What the hell was the other one? It's left me, which of course means I could still fill the half hour, but I think the last thing then that I want to say would just be a small critique of River Network and the rally, and that is because I've seen all of you for the last 4 days and many of you for years and years. What I know is River Network came with about 600 too few of these. Thank you very much.